Hicks, Howard, Lewis, and Nelson Henry. And the same old song for Temple, Cummings to DeCozy in the backcourt, followed by Dingle, Williams, and Watson. Revved up here for a Big Five matchup. Penn in the red jerseys, Temple in the home whites. It's Lewis and Watson are jumping up. This will go out of bounds and it will go over to the Temple Owls. Officials tonight, Jeff Clark, Jose Carrion, and Clarence Armstrong. And speaking of 1,000-point scores, Clark was at St. Joe's and Armstrong played at Drexel.
I found him quite a bit in pickup games as well.
Here are the Owls.
Penn in a man-to-man.
Coming off a loss to UNLV in the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Watson over Nelson Henry.
You can get points from him. That's big. Obviously, he's struggled so far this season, but to get points early, like from that point, is a great shot for Temple.
That's only his 8th total point of the year, and here's a freshman Foreman running the point with Tony Hicks. Hicks slides, and that will be a walk. The first turnover tonight on the Quakers. Here's the head coach for Penn, Jerome Allen, who was a great player in his own right. 3 undefeated seasons as a player, 2-time Ivy League Player of the Year, but 2 disastrous seasons, only 17 wins in the prior years.
He's got so many injuries over the last couple of years.
And on the opposite sideline, Fran Dunphy in his 9th year at Temple recruited Jerome Allen, as we outlined in the open, but he says despite his team losing 2 to UNLV and Duke, he likes the way his club is responding on the defensive end. Last year allowed 78 points per game, which was worst in the American Conference.
To me, Temple's making a concerted effort to get everybody a touch, get the ball moving.
DeCozy that time backs it off the window over Howard.
2 things that Penn just can't allow penetration into the paint. I think they've realized that.
Howard in traffic trying to draw it, but Mark Williams was in his way. Picked up, however, by the aforementioned Matt Howard, who's considered the best athlete on this team.
Well, I thought that was great that he stayed with it the whole time and then had a knack of finishing around the other side of the rim. First time we're seeing zone, Dave.
Cummings with the floater, yes. Will Cummings coming off of 2 terrific games. 21 in the previous contest, dropped 18 against Duke.
Obviously, I thought he could have taken the 3. He's not feeling confident enough, but Penn's going to show him the zone. He's going to have to probably prove he can make that shot.
So here's Tony Hicks, the junior out of South Holland, Illinois. Penn still looking for their first win this year, losing to Lafayette in the previous matchup. Hicks with 6 to shoot. Short, Nelson Henry was there. Instead, it's Williams.
They forced him to a hard, off-the-dribble long 2. Temple did what they wanted to there for sure.
Temple so far perfect from the field, 3 of 3. Watson, that was stripped that time by Howard, and this will be a call against Temple. 69th meeting between the 2 teams last year was a terrific contest at the Palestra in which Temple edged Penn by 5, 78 to 73. In fact, the Owls had a 14-point lead with just over 2 minutes left, but Penn went on an 18-2 run. Briefly had a 2-point edge for them, but unfortunately for the Quakers, they went to Temple. The Owls have won the last 7 meetings. Foreman, the lefty. This will be a call against Greg Lewis.
Temple's going under the ball screens, under the dribble handoff. It's going to prove that Foreman can make that shot. I think that's uncomfortable for a young player. I'd love to see him not use the dribble and set himself. Inadvertent, obviously very dangerous that he could have been hurt on that, but inadvertent for sure. We're back to zone, Dave. Little 2-3 zone.
That's one of the things that Fran Dunphy knew that Penn would showcase, especially when UNLV had it in Brooklyn. Dingle from the corner, way off. And here comes Hicks. Plays his pass, Will Cummings, and a call.
Something Temple talked about in the shoot-around is keeping Hicks in front of you. He's crafty. He's an athletic kid, but the best thing about him is he's very crafty. As you can see, he's got a knack of finding his way, and he finds Darian Nelson in front.
Ball's on Cummings, his first and the team's second. Nelson Henry walked with the basketball, but this is a guy that Penn's going to rely on tonight because Mike Ogier is out. He has a boot on the sideline, so Jerome Allen will be relying on his big man to fill some valuable minutes.
And Nelson Henry has to slow down there. Every time they do the ball out of bounds, they're going inside them. Temple knows that. He had a great position there. Stay poised, finish the shot. 2-3 zone again, Dave.
Jacosi spots number 3 and nails it. This is a team that has struggled from beyond the arc, and they look to accomplish a better three-point shooting percentage tonight.
Well, Penn's giving up at a 50% rate. They're shooting 21%. Something's got to give. Jacosi takes advantage of it there.
This is stolen by Jacosi. Trying to get past Foreman.
It's a heck of a play by Matt Howard, getting back and getting a block there.
Howard wants to take it himself, but Watson says no. You know, Penn will like to run all game long, but right now they're trailing Temple by 7 early in Philly. But he went down with a broken foot and missed the final 9 games of the season, and that's a theme that we'll dive into tonight. The bulk of these players on the Penn Quakers have been mired by injuries in their careers. Temple 4 of 6 from the field.
Antonio Woods checks into the game too.
Williams will spot up for 3, and he nails it.
You know what? They're shooting with confidence. I think Penn is trying to make them shoot there, and they're taking advantage of it.
Williams really needs to strengthen his field goal percentage. Just 1 of 10 last year. You look at Temple tonight, a pristine 5 of 7. Nelson Henry down low for Hicks.
And for a big guy up top, they really pass. Nelson Henry, excellent vision.
The two roommates finding each other there.
I think they talked about it pregame probably, right?
Both lived with each other and came on their official visits together. They didn't even know one another. Williams for another 3.
Poised footwork, ready to make it. I'm impressed with Temple's ability to come out and set their feet.
Hicks wants to take it. Got it. He had 28 last year against these Temple Owls. Looking for another effort like that.
Well, they go under the ball screen again, Dave. He's going to make them pay. I think that's something that Penn can continue to do. They're going to have to change that up if he continues to make them.
Hicks has cashed in 5 so far. And now a 5-point contest. Jacosi wants the trigger. Too strong.
Both teams going under ball screens, Dave.
Hicks wants to take Jacosi up and under, and there's Dingle.
Thought there was contact. He did a pretty good job getting to the rim and drawing contact.
Cummings takes Lewis, and he draws the contact. He'll go to the line.
Cummings is obviously very dangerous in transition. He's going to be obviously a focal point of Penn. Then you got to just can't reach there. Greg Lewis reaches in, just build a wall, make Cummings make the shot over. If he makes it, you go back the other end, reward him 2 points. Don't put him on the foul line.
Second foul on Greg Lewis, the senior out of Dwyer High School. And there's Will Cummings, the senior from Jacksonville, Florida. 5th in the American in scoring at 16.5 points per game. This is a guy that's going to carry the ball a lot this year. He has 15 turnovers, and he had 8 in that Duke matchup, but that's going to happen with a guy that's leading the charge.
Well, I think it's different this year without Dalton Pepper knocking down his threes. I think Will feels he must get to the basket more than he probably did last year. Last year was a 2-to-1 assisted turnover. I think he'll get there by the end of the year.
Dylan Jones in the lineup here for Nelson Henry, the sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Wears number 13 for Penn. And there he is now. Jones splitting it 2 players and a foul.
Shot fake. I don't know why they're going for that, but that's a heck of a finish. A young kid. That's a beautiful play.
Fouls number 23.
Really good head fake. Just got to stay down on the ground. Make him shoot that mid-range shot. I don't know if he can make that shot at this point of his career. He can make that one.
They call him an athletic freak. And again, Dylan Jones, good to see some time. Mike Ozier, a freshman, out of New Hampshire, out. He's in a boot, so expect the sophomore here at the line to get valuable minutes.
I just love the freshman and sophomore class of Penn. Just really. Now we're going to see our first 1-2-2-1 press. Dave, I like the idea of pressing Temple. I really do. I don't think they have a pure point guard on the floor.
Nice work by Antonio Woods on Mark Williams. Forces the turnover there on the Owls, the third, and it will go back to Penn.
I think Penn's done a very good job of running offense. When they get into half court, they're getting the ball reversed. They've done a very good job of making Temple guard them. I think that's something that they're going to have to do continuously tonight.
Quakers' last win versus Temple came in 2007, a 76-74 barn burner at the Palestra. Here's Jones again over in Echionia, who's checking in for the first time. Nelson Henry also in there as well, and it's DeCozy with the strip. Quinn will take it himself and solos with the right hand.
Transition to a young team sends four guys after a rebound that they really had no chance to get. It hurts them in transition.
7 points for DeCozy. There's Antonio Woods out of Cincinnati, the freshman. Again, the 20th youngest team in the country for Penn. Nelson Henry on the give and go. He'll go to the line.
Once again, really good basketball. Reversals, limited dribbles, good ball screen action, and find the guy coming up. Once again, Hicks does a terrific job of bringing two towards him and finding Nelson Henry going to the rim.
Fouls on Echionia, his first. Nelson Henry missed 4 games midseason last year due to a concussion. The junior out of Kirkland, Washington.
Just real impressed with Nelson Henry's ability to move. I didn't understand how good of an athlete he really is. He doesn't appear to be, but he moves side to side well. Terrific hands, good knack of finishing around the rim for a guy 6'11".
And assistant coach Ira Bowman told us that he's really gotten into better shape and can run the floor in transition. In fact, he loves to.
He's coming off an injury. I don't think he's 100% physically yet, but he's close. We're going to see the 2-3 zone again. I think it's a good idea. Let's make Temple make some shots on the outside.
Sam Jones checks in for Nelson Henry. In Echionia, baseline jumper. Well short. There's Williams. And he'll go to the line.
One of the issues when you play zone, Dave, is always the rebounding aspect of it. You limit them to one. Jones has his hand on the rebound. We'll love to see him get that one for Penn.
Williams will try to hold a 10-3 surge by the Quakers as foul's going to be on Sam Jones, his first. Mark Williams really has to step up for this Temple team in the absence of Anthony Lee, who transferred to Ohio State, a sophomore out of Cleveland, Ohio, getting a lot more minutes this year.
Well, Mark Wilson has really good skills for a 4. He's made the 3 as he's seen tonight. He's an offensive rebounder. I think it's a matter of playing time and getting used to the teammates around him. He's shown the ability to play well at times, just inconsistent right now.
Josh Brown checking in. Sophomore out of Irvington, New York, and coming out is Daniel Dingle, and Williams will take a seat as well. Five-point game here in Philly. Steve Donahue, Dave Leno, our entire ESPN crew.
Solid ball reversal. They've been going into the set often. Get a ball screen with Hicks. Really
good move by Hicks. Jones went to the floor, and here goes Temple the other way. Good strip that time by Hicks off of Temple, and it goes to the Quakers.
Tremendous transition D by Hicks, getting back. I thought it was a great play at the rim as well. Really good hustle. Deflects it and goes off of Brown out of bounds.
4th turnover on the outs. Sam Jones. Over to Dylan Jones. And here's Hicks. Sam Jones for three. It's short.
That's about the third 50-50 on that side of the floor that Temple's come up with. Really good offense there.
And Jacozy double dribbled, as you see. Jalen Bond also in the game as well. 5 turnovers on the Temple Owls, but the Quakers are crawling back in this one, just down 5.
2 for 5 from 3 tonight. Both 4 to 5 have been staying still. Big difference.
Here's Woods, the freshman, with Cummings all over him.
Still going under ball screens on the perimeter. All Penn players. Temple's going under all of them.
Hicks, Crocker, Nelson, Henry, and Jones are also on the floor for the Quakers. Goes into Nelson, Henry. And good work by Jalen Bond, who came into action against Duke at the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, having sat out the first 2 games, but it is a travel and will stay with the Quakers.
Great post defense. Didn't allow a simple, easy touch, which is a point of emphasis against Nelson Henry.
Fresh shot clock for Penn.
Focus really trying to go into Darian Nelson after OBs, excuse me.
It's one of the best offensive rebounding teams. Nelson Henry can't get the roll. There's Jones, and it will be over the back on Jones as Enecchionia had better position.
Penn's done everything but put the ball in the basket, Dave. I think I got to be happy with their execution.
Foreman and Matt Howard will come into the game. It's the first on Dylan Jones tonight. And the 4th team foul on the Quakers.
Penn's got to be careful here with Hicks on the bench with such a young backcourt right now.
Temple 4 turnovers in the last 6 possessions, but they're shooting pretty well from the field, so that has kept them with the advantage by 5. Jacozy. Enecchionia's had some poor shooting performances recently. Only 2 made field goals, 5 to shoot. Here for Jacozy. Step out 2. No.
Terrific defense. Kept everybody in front the whole possession.
Woods looks inside for Nelson Henry. And it's blocked by Enecchionia. Nelson Henry out of foul. He stays with it and earns a trip to the line.
Temple talked about it today. You cannot go for his fakes. He does the duck under here at the end. As you see, first one's excellent defense. Goes for the block. Sit down here. Great duck under by Darian Henry.
Nelson Henry had 19 points and 10 rebounds last year in this matchup, and the first on Jalen Bond.
Love a big man that can make free throws too. He's just, I think he's playing much better than he had in the prior 3 games.
He's got 5 in the contest. Now just a 2-point game. Cummings goes to the corner. Jalen Bond for 3. Too strong, and it goes into Matt Howard's hands.
Back-to-back, great possessions, keeping people in front. Temple kind of stagnant.
Quakers can tie with a 2 and go in front for the first time, and they'll keep the basketball here with Greg Lewis coming back in. As you see Jacozy there for Temple, they'll rely on him heavily in this matchup with Will Cummings to score. Nelson Henry for Penn will take a seat. Woods trying to run with Jones, lobs it up. Jones, out of foul. We're locked up at 17.
How about the pass and the confidence to go get the basketball? It's obviously not a great pass. Jones just goes up and gets it. He was just playing with such confidence at the initial dunk. You got a young player trying to feel his way. He feels really confident about his game right now.
Fouls on DeCozy, his first, and the team's sixth. So already 16 fouls on Temple with 9:28 remaining in the first half.
Thought Penn's done a very good job of reversing the ball and then attacking the rim.
Now Penn has the 1-point advantage in Philadelphia.
Now I think Duff right now it's starting to settle back. You're starting to worry if they can make shots consistently, feeling like they were up in New York. Got to get that confidence. We're seeing zone again from Penn.
First lead tonight for the Penn Quakers.
They're just daring them to shoot the three. They're just not confident out there again.
Bond over Nelson Henry. Tough shot. And this will be on the floor. And it will go against Penn with 9:06 remaining in the first.
That's his first.
Falls against Foreman, his first, and the team's fifth.
Thought he did a decent job checking down from a big. Just the referee gives them the call, but I thought he tried. I don't know if it was too much of a foul there.
DeCozy for three. In and out. Williams with the miss. And a foul.
It's obviously the problem, Dave, when you play zone. It's all about rebounding. Temple doesn't feel they're going to make those shots either, so they're going after the ball. And here's what you see. You really got to find the body. It's not like who you got. Jones just doesn't find somebody right there, and Sam ends up fouling and making a three-point play.
Last year, Williams only averaged 4 points per game and 3 rebounds. Highest totals for any reserve, but this year, getting valuable minutes for Fran Dunphy. You lose Anthony Lee, you lose Dalton Pepper. You're going to rely on guys like him to succeed.
No doubt. And he got 25 rebounds in 4 games, okay. He's lost 20 pounds. He's moving a lot better.
Yeah, Rich Levy, the strength coach for Temple, really working with him in the offseason.
Good patience by Penn. Make him guard you.
And with the free throws, Penn now down by 1. 10 to shoot for Hicks. Wants to take it himself. And good positioning by Tony Hicks, the junior, to draw the contact. He had a seam right through the lane.
He sure did. I think Tony does such a really good job of kind of exploring what the defense is doing there. Penn's playing it soft. Tony has the ability to attack the big and get to the foul line. It's just a real crafty move. He's a scorer more than he is a shooter.
First foul on Williams and Temple's 7th foul. Tony Hicks from Chicago said he got seen in the AAU circuit by Penn and just fallen in love with the school. In fact, he talked about in the Chicago area, working on the beach at Lake Michigan, working out in the sand to get a lower position of gravity. What did he mean by that with the defensive stance?
Well, the low guy wins. It's all about the base. As they say, you must. And sand and building up the legs and the core, especially for a thin guy like Tony, is extremely important. 2-3 zone again, Dave. Gonna dare him.
Cummings tries to break the tie. Too strong. There's Williams with another offensive board. And back to Foreman. Hicks drops it down low to Howard.
Oh, what a great pass.
Foreman for 3. It goes to Howard. Rejected by Bond. It will stay with the Quakers.
In a lot of ways, I think the key for Penn is when they get to the rim, let's make a great decision. Matt makes a great decision first. Now, right now, it's just you're not going to make that shot over that kind of length. Matt Howard's got to make sure, come be poised, find another guy. They usually look for a slip out of bounds here. They come back with the ball screen, go right in. They didn't get it that time.
Under 8 minutes to play. Here in the first half, 3 blocks for Temple tonight. Penn has collected 6 offensive rebounds, one of the best teams in the country. And there's Howard for 3, off the heel, and here comes Cummings. Cummings to the rack with the left hand strong.
Thought that was blocked.
DeCozy will go to the line.
Temple does such a good job of drawing contact. It's really hard for Penn to stay disciplined, but they must. The ability to see what that Penn education can do, which isn't always for city kids. He's an incredible role model, not only now, but then he was, even for his peers.
DeCozy at the line and breaks the tie and puts Temple ahead by 1.
As I said, I think Penn's doing a lot of things they want. Temple's probably frustrated a little bit on the half court. There's been 50-50 balls I think Penn has gotten in the last couple minutes, too. That's really helped them.
Temple 7 of 18 from the field. Penn has 6 field goals. And there's Nelson Henry looking down low for Hicks.
How about the slip and the pass? Terrific basketball by Nelson Henry.
8 points for Hicks tonight.
Give Jerome Allen credit after a timeout that, he obviously chalked that one up. Temple just really not confident on the perimeter, catching it flat-footed, not thinking about the shot.
Cummings trying to break the tie. No, and the rebound to Foreman.
You can see it in their body language. They're just not confident from 3.
Hicks.
Tony's confident.
Thought about it. Williams gave it to him, and Cummings with the outlet to Williams. And a foul.
A couple of really poor things that happened right there for Temple. Tony misses a shot, has no chance for the rebound. He misses a shot, he attacks, he leaves Williams go out. Just can't make this a 3-point play. Same thing here. Young player, Woods goes after it, has no chance of getting the block. You probably got to let him score it there.
First foul on Woods, 9 points and 4 rebounds for Williams. Now make it 10 with the free throw there. And we were watching practice last night for Penn, and one of the things that Jerome Allen was really working on was that transition defense. As soon as you make it, you got to get back.
Dave, the biggest thing, the hardest thing to teach young players is transition D. The court is 10 feet longer in college. Kids think they can jog back. They can't at this level.
Woods through the lane. Yes.
Terrific play. Great poise at the rim. Great finish by Woods.
He's got his first bucket, and now the Quakers down by 1.
Back into the 2-3 zone.
Cummings looking for the cozy that went off of Nelson Henry, and will stay with Temple with 21 to shoot.
Dave, all 3 perimeter players are catching it flat-footed. I just think Will Cummings has got to think shot, make someone play. He's a good 3-point shooter. Just not confident right now in shooting the ball from there.
Substitution for Penn,
Anessian will come into the contest for the first time for the Penn Quakers. Joined the program after a few years with the JV squad. Dingle for 3. Yes!
Got his feet set there, really good. I think obviously at the top of the key, they're making most of the threes just comfortable looking from that spot.
And it's good to get other guys going for the Temple Owls as Hicks through the lane, and he will go to the line.
Tony Hicks doing a really good job moving without the basketball, which is a really hard thing for players to understand. Really important, especially if your leading scorer is willing to do that.
Second foul on Watson, and the team's in.
Substitutions for Penn, number 13, Dylan Jones.
Dylan Jones will check back in as well. Hennessian and Nelson Henry will take a seat. Josh Brown also in for Fran Dunphy's team, and Temple now up by 2.
Still going to see the zone, Dave, just making sure, prove Temple can make the shot. They have made a few.
Dingle down low for Williams. He's been terrific so far. Another attempt at a 3-point play.
Just real impressed with his poise around the rim, playing with great confidence. I think this is a great pass by Dingle, too. Dingle can do that. I think he's more of a 4 than a 3, but really good pass. Williams has the body type, especially in a game like this, to score the basketball. They may be finding one of their things that are going to turn quarter for Temple. Mark Williams is someone they can start relying on. Really good first half.
Third foul on Dylan Jones. He comes out. And now 13 points for Mark Williams, which paces all scorers.
It's a good-looking stroke. He's rebounding the ball. That's a really good 4-man in any conference.
And Williams will check out a well-deserved break for him, a guy that spots it from 17 and takes those jump shots, but inside the lane he's been very dominant for Temple. Let's see if Penn can exploit that now that he's out. It's a Hicks three, and down it goes.
Really good side ball screen, take the defense with you, kick back, great offense. Really good stroke by Hicks.
Hicks has deposited 13 tonight. Dingle outside, open three for Cummings, in and out. And a call's going to go against Quentin DeCozy of Temple, and will walk the floor.
Will Cummings has only shot the ball under 35% for his career. It's a good-looking stroke, but I think it's the right strategy by Penn to prove that he can make it. Now we're going to the foul line.
Second foul on DeCozy. Both Williams, Watson, and DeCozy have 2 team fouls each. We'll have to keep an eye out for that as this game progresses. 1-on-1 situation here for Hicks. Drains the first.
Big foul shots. As I said all along, I think Penn has done a very good job of controlling the tempo, making Temple guard him in the half court, and making Temple shoot from the outside.
Hicks now with 15 points, and we are all square at 30, 4:45 to play in the opening half.
Big 4 foul shots by Hicks. He has not done that well this year. Big shots to keep him in the game at this point.
Cummings kicks it out to Bond. Here, ground for 3. Down it goes, and Temple leads by 3.
May have been the best offense Temple showed all year. Drive it, kick it to an extra wide open Josh Brown.
And Jerome Allen wants to call a timeout with Hicks with 15 points. You see the rest of the team equaling him. Hicks 4 of 9 from the field, one of the top players indisputably in the Ivy League. And he throws that too high of Crocker and Howard.
They come out with a half-court press. Frank Dunphy calls it after a timeout. Young Penn team just not ready for it and just kind of panicked and threw it out. They'll learn from that, but obviously after timeouts, that's something that Temple may start to do more often.
6 turnover on the Quakers.
Going under the ball screens with Cummings.
Cummings wants to take 4 minutes. A Bond 3 off the heel, and there's Hicks.
I just gave them what they was. Before that was a great possession. There was nobody else touched the ball. There was no reversals, and they forced a long shot from an average 3-point shooter.
Foreman, the freshman out of Camden, running the point with Tony Hicks. Howard, Nelson Henry, and Antonio Woods on the floor. Woods for 3. DeCozy went up, and this will be a walk on him. It will stay with the Penn Quaker.
Veteran group. Add those 2 guys to the fold. You get a veteran group.
Over to Howard. This was stripped away by DeCozy. Quentin lost it in stride. This will be a call against Penn. Very fortunate there for DeCozy. Almost walked with the basketball.
I just think that's a young team foul. Tony, you have no chance for that. You grab his arm, and now DeCozy marches to the foul line.
Line is number 25, Quentin DeCozy, shooting 2.
First foul on Hicks, and the 10th team foul on Penn. So DeCozy in the double bonus. And we got that one right. Players did not, so we'll shoot another.
I think you got it right. I was thinking, what the heck's going on?
Thanks to my man Ed Spina sitting to my left. DeCozy so far 9 points, 3 of 7. But this is a guy that Fran Dunphy, assistant coach Dave Duke, said he really has to get going this year for the team to be successful, especially going to American Conference play.
First time I've seen him in live since high school. Impressive, long, athletic, skill. He is. He's someone that can have big games. There's no doubt.
He's got 3 steals tonight. Brown swiping it away for another pick. Dingle down low for an open Bond. Who gave it up? Dingle for 3. Short. There's Nelson Henry with the big board, and here come the Quakers down by 4. Hicks loses it. Woods inside for Nelson Henry. Puts it up and in. The good step back by the big fella.
Getting a little frantic, but it works out for Penn. The last play I thought was interesting that Bond passed it back out. I know it's not a great play then, but it may be the right play that continues to do as Temple looks for each other more.
Fouls on Crocker, his first, as we go back to the prior one.
Line is number 1, Josh.
You know, Nelson has a great ability to stay with the pass. That's what I mean. He's a better athlete than you think. Puts the ball in the glass and goes and gets it. Really, Nelson Henry's doing a terrific job, I think, against the Temple Bigs.
Penn now with 8 second chance points in the game, largely due to this guy, Nelson Henry. And that was one of the things that you focused on coming into this matchup for Penn. A team that's winless on the year, but offensive rebounds have been keeping them in games they first game this year in overtime.
It is amazing. They're not a huge team, but they all move well. They're rebounding 40% of their misses, which is 8th in the country. It's really remarkable.
Quakers now down by 4 with 2:30 to play in the opening stanza. Woods for 2. Dingle went up over Nelson Henry and Howard.
This is rather not see settle for the long 2. Keep the ball moving.
Dingle with the left hand, no, and Echionia.
How about that athleticism? Man, he's hard to stop that. If that kid Obi wants to go after the ball like that.
That's only his 3rd field goal of the season. Now 3 of 18, his first 2 points. Bond with the swipe, and here comes Cummings. Cummings with the right hand as he beats Howard.
He is so good in transition. Hard to stop. Starts with the turnover, though, Dave, and that's where the Achilles heel for Penn is packed. Penn needs to really get a good one here. Just been forcing stuff the last couple possessions. More passes than shots.
They're trying to quell a 10-2 Temple run. Nelson Henry looked down low, instead gives it up to Hicks with 90 seconds to play in the opening half. Howard through the lane and draws contact.
Terrific position.